I'm Ben from Second Dynasty. We make 3D printable spaceships for tabletop gaming. And this time, we're back with our latest officially licensed Traveller campaign featuring the small craft of the Third Imperium.
Welcome to the front lines!
Hi, I'm Ben from Second Dynasty. We make 3D printable spaceships for tabletop gaming. And this time, we're back with our latest officially licensed Traveller campaign featuring the small craft of the Third Imperium. We are introducing 4 new ships to our lineup. The 20-ton launch, the 30-ton ship's boat, the 40-ton pinnace with functioning swing wings, and the versatile 50-ton modular cutter, complete with mechanically detachable modules. Our 20-ton launch is a perfect first-time 3D printing build. It takes just 3 to 4 days to print, uses only 450 grams of PLA filament, and our build plates will get you printing in a matter of minutes. And for the first time ever, we are offering a limited print run of 20-ton launchers to Traveller and science fiction fans without a 3D printer. We need your help to get our project funded. And by participating in the comments section and spreading the word of our campaign on social media, you'll help unlock a variety of social goals that will add additional value to your pledge. Even when we reach our funding goal, the journey is still not over, and additional funds will unlock further stretch goals such as alternative cabs, engines, cutter modules, and even entire ship variants. If you're late to the party, we're even offering access to our massive back catalogue of official Traveller 3D printables, which include 28mm figures, vehicles, starship miniatures, and full-size ships such as the mighty Beowulf and the Type S scout ship. We'd love to bring additional Traveller designs to your tabletop, and supporting us ensures that we can produce additional content for years to come. With your help, let's launch our small craft into orbit and bring the backbone of the Third Imperium to life.
Hey guys, it's Ben here from Second Dynasty. Let me know that you can hear me in the comments. Welcome to our official Traveller Small Craft Kickstarter launch live stream! Yay! With me in the background, you can hear Albin. You can probably not hear Lisa a lot, but she is here. And we have some wonderful people in the chat. If you're watching this live, thank you for joining us. Great, the audio is coming through. And yeah, in just 25 minutes, we're going live with our 4th official Traveller Kickstarter. So we're going to do a bit of show and tell. We also have a competition for, let me just switch cameras here. Let's go to the close-up camera and show the prize for the ongoing competition. That is, if you are signed up to our, our newsletter before we do the draw, which will be before we launch. So I'd say, actually, we'll do it straight after we launch, okay? So if you get the link for that, John, you can't enter. Staff are forbidden from entering. We are going to look at the project. There's a couple of edits I need to do because I forgot to put in some pictures, but hey, you guys can see a little bit behind the scenes. I'm excited for this. We've worked hard on it. This is the first Traveller project where I think we will actually maybe turn a profit, because the production time has been a lot less. And we're asking for our production costs essentially as the funding goal. So with that in mind, let's talk about the craft. Oh wait, I need to share that link, don't I? Hey John, you can add links, right? I think in our last live stream, a link to the newsletter was included in the description. I don't think it's included in this one. It might be. Let me know. And I kind of need to sneeze. But yeah, you guys hopefully saw the video at the top of the launch. We will show it again before we go live. Or whilst we go live, perhaps. Freelance is technically not staff. I mean, John is technically not staff, but he's kind of like staff anyway. You have a newsletter sign up in the video description. Great. Okay, so yeah, you have just a little bit of time to join our other subscribed audience. At the moment, we have only 402. We've not been working with our newsletter for very long, so you have a 1 in 402 chance of winning the this little guy.
Great odds.
Although technically it won't be this exact model because the front part came off the printer this morning and I noticed a layer shift, so we would want to address that before sending it to any wonderful fan. Of course, we will pay for shipping and handling. You will have to pay customs yourself. And local taxes. We can't cover every single situation, but the retail price, I guess, for this is €60. That's what it's going to cost on the campaign. Speaking of which, let's look at the preview and go over it. And I've got to make sure I've got the chat up, but let's see. Sorry, I was just reading the chat and it says, "This is beautiful Ben from Second Dynasty reminding you to join our newsletter." Oh my. So yeah, the Kickstarter page. I think I have most of the stuff up. I always forget it at the last minute. Kickstarter has actually had some changes since the last time around. And that is maybe a good thing. I don't know why it says SEK. This is supposed to be in euros. I'm not going to check that out here. I think it's just saying that automatically because I'm in Sweden. It should be in euros, and the pricing should be in euros. Otherwise, it does say down here. So we have our rewards on the side. There's less information about pledges in this document because Kickstarter has gone and made things a little bit more accessible. We have different sections on the side here now, so you can actually switch to rewards, so you can check out the details on that and add-ons. There's no images in here yet. We might add them if there's some confusion. But generally you can see them now with add-ons. You put them in when you go to make your pledge. Of course, maybe one thing important to say, if you are intending to jump on the bandwagon directly, that the only add-ons, like, check what your pledge already includes, because it looks like Kickstarter allows you to double add like digital rewards. But yeah, there will be some of you out there that are looking for the physical rewards. That's right, we've got a limited print run. I've set the limit at, I think, 200 copies. It's quite a bit. That's what John thinks we can do. We could do potentially more. We'll see how popular it is. But that's kind of like at the point where we need to start investing in additional printers and whatnot. All the digital rewards as usual, where you print yourself, much more accessible price-wise, because you can get started on the launch for €20, so it's a third of the price to print it yourself. Material-wise, 450 grams length. Let's switch to close-up camera. Close-up! And here we go. Sorry, the baggage door is closed. Let me just close the garage there. So this is 33 centimeters in length, I believe. Sorry for bumping the mic. It has a detailed interior, a couple of cool features like the working airlock door here, which should slide up. Sorry, that's the layer shift that's causing issues here. So I can't demonstrate that on this one. Maybe, can you get me the launch album? So let's look at the master version, although it also has some issues because it's an earlier version that we ended up painting. By the way, the master painter for this campaign is Albin, Wave Albin. He did a wonderful job despite being working on a film production. Yay. So you can see here the SS Benjamin as an in-joke. If you don't know what Benjamin is, you will know soon. So yeah, the airlock opens like so. There's also an extendable ramp, right? You've got your garage doors into your cargo bay. Of course, the roof comes off all sections. Some are easier than others. Get this nice cargo bay. You've got the main cockpit too. You can kind of see down into that. We don't use clear glass on our models usually, although we will add support for that in the future. And of course the engine section, if you take the little engineering thing off, we're not supporting with light kits directly, but this is one of our older ones. I think it's from, I can't even remember. It's just a simple 5mm LED globe attached to a coin cell battery with 3 volts. So the actual maneuver drive in there has a little light switch holder, so you can turn that on. So that's completely optional and you'll have to sort that out for yourself. I know Zorima's lights didn't make enough to keep the ball rolling. I don't know if he's still managing them. I do know that you can probably get the parts off Evan Designs, if not from him directly. So yeah, we will preview some of the other ships soon, but let's talk more about the campaign page. Thank you, Albin. Okay, alrighty. So, yeah, those are used in the Mark IV Shuttle Alpha, but I can't remember if we actually released a light kit for that or not. Obviously, we didn't release the light kit. That's not what we do. Let's talk about stretch goals. We're doing things a little bit differently this time. We have regular stretch goals, and you'll notice that they don't start until 35k. Now, the reason for this is we are setting the goal for the campaign at 30k euro, which is our costs for producing these craft in the first place. Any additional funds goes into development of our next project, as you guys probably already know. These are quite time intensive. And of course, we are making available our entire back catalogue, actually, both of Traveller and traditional stuff. So if you've never been in our top tier pledge, you can basically get everything we have ever made, sans physical print and commercial license. You need to purchase those separately. All in one pledge. If you just never been here before, you're like, bugger it, let's buy a 3D printer and get printing. We have over 500 products, all science fiction. Let's see. So yeah, our upcoming stretch goals, the much beloved small craft cradle. Now we can look at this in 3D, and actually the civilian gig too is what I did to, let's see, there we go. So this is where the giggles probably start with the animation for docking. And the idea is that we're coming here. This is just a visualization. So the final version I want to make with a proper airlock, a proper interface, and maybe we'll look at some tiles so that you can actually build some ship decks. But essentially it's just a cradle with a track that can fit the ship. I assume that you just dock to the entrance here, and then like some kind of automated system just pulls you in on tracks, right? And there would be something that will just jut out here to mate with the airlock door. But as you can see, it's being designed so that it can park like so. The airlock opens. Yeah, I can hear already from Albin's giggles that the chat is discussing.
It's both the motion of the ocean and will the cradle fit the Beowulf?
The cradle will not fit the Beowulf, no. But let's get back to the page. So, second goal, much more, less of a hop, with 2.5 grand more. It sounds like a lot, but it all depends on the momentum of the campaign. This will unlock the ship's boat as a potential physical print upgrade. So if you do have a physical print pledge, or reward, as they call it on Kickstarter these days, they might have the whole time and I've just ignored it. basically you will be able to, in the pledge manager or however we end up sorting this out. John is the printer for this. John is doing all of the printing. The ship's boat physical will unlock, and you will be able to basically buy an upgrade in the pledge manager, so paying the difference of the cost. We currently have no restrictions for add-ons for the physical prints. So if you, for example, wanted one of each, what you could potentially do is, if we unlock them all, make a pledge and then put additional physical prints as add-ons. And I think unless we get like thousands of people backing this, we probably will not restrict the number so much. So we'll see how things go. And then hard points, of course, anyone who does follow us knows about our Operation Maelstrom weapon system. We will implement this on the small craft for Traveller, and in doing so, we will ensure that we have what's the word I'm looking for? Sorry. So we'll have some Traveller-related weapons, and you'll have missile racks, sandcasters, lasers, that sort of thing. So these are just a preview of the regular stretch goals, but the real heavy hitters, the real cool stuff, is not going to be in standard stretch goals. It's going to be in social stretch goals. Now, we tried this last time, and it went quite well, although I don't know how much it did for promoting the campaign, basically being on Facebook. But here we have these social goals. You can see here the Imperial Sun sunburst logo and 0 painted on it. So the idea is, for each of these activities you can do, including commenting on the campaign, including watching the video of the pitch video on YouTube, for example, it will unlock additional Imperial sunbursts. And when it does, that will unlock additional social stretch goals, such as these TL-13 vac suits that I completely forgot we had made up for Traveller 1. The 10-ton civilian gig, for example, which is a shorter version of things. For 5 Imperial Suns, we'll get the male version of the vac suit. And I can say we don't have the graphic up at the moment, but the next one after that will be a slow boat, for example. So that is something that would be normally quite a large stretch goal. It's a 30-ton ship, I think. But yeah, we want to basically put emphasis on this side of things, so that, you know, you guys are helping us be visible. And yeah, that's a whole part of it. And you can find the links here, aside from the ones you can actually do by just simply participating in the campaign. Now, I need to exit the preview here and add a little bit of graphics here, because I completely forgot. We have the instructional video. I don't have anything showing the proper interior at the moment. So Albin did send me some images. Where am I going to look for them? Component images, right?
Yeah.
And then
It should be in the launch.
Launch. No, that's just pictures of the launch. Oh, photos launch. There's a separate one. Okay, great. So we have these wonderful pictures. Let's share this. And actually, we only have 10 minutes left. So Albin's taken some awesome pictures of the interior. As mentioned, it actually is painted. These are quite dark, but there's some good ones here. So yeah, I'm gonna put the cockpit one up, I think, because it's a really cool one, and just be painted. There we go. I'm sure I will fatten this out with additional text as we get going. At the moment, I don't have the dimensions up, for example. It's all just a matter of running out of time. But I want to thank all of the people that have contributed. Lisalet on the graphics. Albin has been MVP, I think, running around filming with Mikja at Docus as well.
Thank you.
Fantastic rig. You saw some of the shots at the head of the stream. So I'm going to save that now, and I'm going to move this over to my other page because we will need this when we actually go live in another 9 minutes. So I basically just have to get to a page where I click, hey, I'm ready to launch. Let's see. So yeah, I guess we could also show off a couple. Let me just let's do some fancy things like hiding the HUD. Don't need the HUD. We don't need to show. I wish there was a way that you could turn off some lights, but not all of them. These are annoying, the little light things. But if I turn off lights completely, you're going to miss out on the light box. Maybe we just need to accept that actually. So I'm going to go show, and in the viewport we're going to turn off lights. So we're left with this scene, but we don't have all of those annoying elements in the way. So yeah, this is what we were looking at with the ramp. I have done a slight animation to show some of the motions in here. Every single one of these ships, except for the the rear ramp here on the pin ace. That was my compromise wording. We have had some interesting live streams. The swing wings work on the pin ace. The more I say this, the worse it gets in my head. Yes, so again, all of these very suggestively shaped ships are, suggestively shaped, as mentioned, and the one ship that isn't as suggestively shaped is called the pinnace. So yes, we have had some giggles over the last 3 months as these have been designed. And there was one particular live stream where it actually became our most popular ever for some reason, and I think it's just because people were entertained by me having a giggle fit. Here we have the modular cutter, and actually I think some of these images are a bit dark, but we do have a video. Let's see, actually I'm on a drive here, I need to be somewhere else. Video, and I think we... the internal jokes are here. Let's see, modular cutter assembly version 2 I think is the one we're looking for. So, I opened this in the wrong package. Yeah, you can thank Hannes for that, John, if you noticed the joke here. Let's see, open with VLC Media. So yeah, this is just a demonstration of how the modular cutter fits together. I can probably put that on repeat actually, so we can just talk about that. So yeah, we designed the cutter so that the modules are detachable, and yes, of course, we're going to have additional modules and probably a vehicle, because if you look in the Traveller books what the standard versions are, you've got your cargo, you've got your fuel, and you've got your all-terrain vehicle transporter. So yeah, expect some kind of vehicle in the stretch goals somewhere. Don't know if it'll be social or if it'll be... it'll probably be in the actual stretch goals, because we want the social goals to be things that everyone can enjoy. So if you only pledged, for example, for the €20 the €20 launch, you can still benefit from the stretch goal. So some people are going to get absolutely amazing deals with the social stretch goals. So there'll be additional ships and everything. So yeah, let's see, what do we got going on in the chat? Anything in these final 5 minutes? Let's just check too and see if there's been any movement on our competition ending in 5 minutes or thereabouts. I guess the campaign page takes priority. Let's see, I can turn this off now probably. No change. I expect most people that are here are already subscribed anyway. So we have only ever put out one newsletter. we do not spam them, if that's what you're worried about. And of course you could just sign up, then turn it off straight after. You can choose. We live in Europe. We have certain rules we have to follow. Let's see. remember everyone to post everywhere in the campaign just how much you want to see a broadsword mercenary cruiser. Well, you can have one, a miniature one. That's what you can have. We have 4 ships, as mentioned, in here. And we have, our first couple of stretch goals visualized. I'll turn off the cradle, I'll turn off the civilian gig there. What I want to talk about is what the all-in pledge is going to include. So it is just these 4 ships, and then it is we have partnered again with Ian Stett. There'll be 7 of his ships done as miniatures, all of his small craft, basically. Well, not all of them, but a selection. And of course, our ones and the Rampart fighters. We also are re-releasing the Rampart, the single-seater version, and we're updating it to use the weapon systems that we've used in Operation Maelstrom. And then on top of that, we have also, we're in the process of designing the twin-seat version of that. So it's the trainer version, it's the command version, essentially. So there'll be 2 options. So all in, it's not a huge amount of additional add-ons, but, it's still a considerable discount from if you had bought all the ships by themselves. The ships look like they're very similar and compatible, and to some degree they are. Like, you could certainly switch out the cockpits or engine sections. However, the module sections in the middle are quite customized, and at the moment not super flexible. So we can have inserts to change what the cabin space looks like, and I can turn off the tops here so we can look down into the layouts. I know that some Traveller ships would just have G couches instead of so many seats. I've gone for passenger look to make it look a bit busier. We tried to add all of these systems to make it look a little bit more interesting than if it was just this empty play space. The small craft themselves, most of them have a deck plan based on the Mega Traveller deck plans, I think from the early 80s. We have made a few fixes because there are errors related to the actual size of the ships. Our 3 square wide floor version actually works out to exactly 14 cubic meters, which is equivalent to 2 D-tons. And then our actual module for the modular cutter, you can see that it actually has the whole spine here that's attached. You can see where the rods would go. You probably don't need the rods, but they're good to have for stability, especially if you want to lift up the ship without the module attached. But yeah, this is almost 4 squares wide. It's just slightly narrower. Floor is at the same area, same height as in the other ships. We do have some flexibility. We might be able to do a double-decker version, for example. Why we went for this module length, basically it seems insane, but this slight difference in volume is actually 3 D-tons per 1 square section instead of 2, which means that instead of having a 15-inch section, God, this is sounding worse and worse, isn't it? We wouldn't have to have that much. So let's see. Oh, we're getting very close now. So I should actually go, and in my other page, I'm going to click ready to launch. And we are now at 10 seconds too. So I'm going to hit launch project. There's a drum roll. And we're live, guys. Woo! Calm down, Alvin. So, who will be first? The question is, we'll be able to check on the side here, but I'm sure that some people have had planned this for a while, so it's, get in, get at it, and we will also be generating a random number between 1 and 402 in just a second. So, double check here. 402 is the number. But let's wait for our first pledge to come in first. So, hit refresh. Refresh. This is the part where everything fails. Got it. Oh, okay, we're all of a sudden up to 4 backers. Great. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. All right. Thank you, guys. 5 backers. There we go. Here we go. And yes, we're slowly heading towards our goal, 7 backers. Thank you guys for getting in on that. I'm sure you guys are the best. And the very first backer I will check on the side over here. I don't want to give away anyone's information, and in fact I think it's considered ultra illegal in this country to do such a thing. As John said, that person was the first in the chat. The first person to back. So wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much for doing that. And let's start talking about the competition. I was number 7, got confused by the add-ons. It's always the case, isn't it? So we can talk more about the pledge levels now that we're live, and I can relax just a little bit. I'm sure we forgot something. There'll be more on the page before we're finished. Hopefully there's a good first impression here in any case. Let us draw the winner. So, can I have another drum roll, please? And I hit generate. And we have result 365. And I'm going to go into my list of contacts here. And I guess I need to manually figure out how to do this. So it is in lots of 100 at the moment. I think I will switch this to, say, 10. And we'll hit, go to the 365 page.
We sold on a physical.
We sold a physical. Wonderful. Yeah. There you go, John. It is popular. You were right. Let's see. Wait, now it's saying we have 407 people. Yeah, I know. I refreshed it several times. Oh, sorry, yeah. 407, but not all I might need to double check this. It might be counting people that have unsubscribed at some point. So I need to double check that before I announce the full winner. Let's see. So that was 365 was the random number. Let's look at the campaign page again. There we go. Refresh. 26 backers. 30,000 krona. Thank you, guys.
Thanks a lot.
So we're on page 291, 301, 311, 321. What did I say? 365. That should be an easy number to remember, right? Length of a year.
Yeah. Office 365. Or is it 360?
I don't know. So let's see. The person corresponding, if this is correct, which it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who have we got here? So I don't have any more details than an email address, but Karneski is the winner. Karneski. I've recognized that name. So I will be in touch. Basically, the deal is this. If it is claimed within the next week, you get it. If it's not, we're going to draw on the second live stream of the campaign. So we'll keep doing that until someone replies. So if you are a W.E. Karneski or we Karneski, keep an eye on your Gmail account, and we will be in touch about the actual final product. So congratulations. Alrighty, and we'll see. Maybe we'll do more of these in the future. Now that we're apparently a physical printer. Now, if you are one of our commercial licensees, this is not intended to tread on any toes. It's just a case of we need to be able to do this in sufficient numbers. We went to a number of different places to try and figure out options for costing, And what it ultimately came down to is, for it to be worth it for us, we needed to do it ourselves as a part of this campaign. We just needed to keep enough of the pie, because we do have the Kickstarter fees, we have the Traveller license to keep in mind, we have the printing costs. So that's why we ended up setting the prices as we have. It is going to be in premium PLA. So we at the moment are using a fantastic, what is it, Terra, John, help me out with the name. Terra Nonting. Terra Nonting? Sorry, I just rambled into Swedish there. We got 40 backers, 50,000 krona, approaching, getting... Polyterra, thank you, yes. And if it's not that material, it will be another premium material chosen because it works well. So we want to give you guys about the same quality that we're getting. Now, with that said, it is still FDM printing, so the quality is not going to be resin. It's not going to be to the pricing that you would expect for a sort of like if it was Games Workshop. It will be a fraction of the cost of Games Workshop at 60 euros for the size of the model. It is still 10 centimeters in diameter basically, and
it would be a fortune.
Yeah, if it was Warhammer, it would be a fortune. Yes,
That's
it
why
would.
I like the modular cutter. It almost looked like a ship from Blood Angels or something like that.
Okay. Well, there you go. Maybe there are some Warhammer fans that could paint it up differently. Just put some spikes on it, I guess. So yeah, we have our individual ships, and I can see some people have chosen based on the ship they want to own. Of course, you can always upgrade your pledge now or in the pledge manager. We have one physical launch. We have some small craft digital, which is all 4 ships by themselves. But I'm guessing that the all-in early bird is the most popular one with 22 backers, as well as the all-in plus physical is important to note, because that is okay. You will probably have a 3D printer if you want to get this one, or if you're a Traveller fan and you want the modular cutter or to upgrade your ship later, but think in the future you might want to print them on a printer, this is maybe a good option. If you're just getting into our stuff, we have the Traveller Collector 4, which is everything we've done Traveller to date. And we have one backer there, so thank you. And then we have the Ship Hoarder, which I know is excessive and expensive, but it is absolutely everything we've done to date. From all Kickstarters, Traveller and non-Traveller. It includes over 500 products in all of our ships, and basically has a 4,000 euro value for 1,000 euros. So, if you want to help support us and you want to just go all in on this thing, you're most welcome to, as an option. It's just a fun thing. We don't expect anyone to actually do it. If they do, awesome. But yeah, we are live, guys. It's wonderful. I need to start spreading the word. And I've probably got another 20 minutes before we're going to end the live stream, because I need to get back home to the wife who needs to go out and feed the horse. So, but we will be doing continuous updates. So this time around, because we have chosen, wow, we've already got 50 backers. That's wonderful. Because we are doing this in such a way that we have set the goal so high, and it is a lot higher than we normally set it, but those are our true production costs. Of course, there are additional costs associated with physical prints and whatnot. Please do help spread the word. Check out the social goals section. It's under stretch goals, and you can read and see what we need to do to achieve that. Get commenting. No one's commented yet. Come on, guys. Get those comments coming in. And you can sort of see here that, like, once we hit 100% funded, that's automatically going to give you an Imperial Sunburst. What else is achievable? 100 backers will probably do that in the next hour or two. So this Imperial, female TL13 vac suit miniature is going to get unlocked very quickly, I think. So I will probably have to start adding things up tomorrow. I am planning to take the day off, but if you guys work too hard, I guess I'm not going to get a day off. Modale says, sorry, I was away for a bit, had to harass my social media with news about the Kickstarter launch. So I'm very grateful to everyone that's helped promote the campaign so far. We had an awesome 1,250 people signed up to be informed when we went live. This is all organic, aside from, and special thanks to Mark Miller's email list. Mark, I hope you're enjoying your modular cutter. Sorry, not modular cutter, the launch. We sent him a model, and we found out that he got it because he wrote to his mailing list about it, but didn't actually reply to our emails. So I'm glad he got it. And of course, Seth Skorokowski, I hope that's right, Seth, has a wonderful YouTube channel where he reviewed the example we sent to him. So check that out if you haven't. It was on his last Traveller review, which came out, I think, last week or the week before. Great video, in any case, to check out. So yeah, I'm sure we're going to be starting to unlock things sooner rather than later. Despite the fact that the actual stretch goals start unlocking at a much higher level, the social goals can be unlocked straight away. And I would like you guys, just as active as you guys are in this chat, just take it to the site when you're finished. Get those comments in. Why? Because it feeds the Kickstarter algorithm. Now, we've never had a campaign that's been noticed by Kickstarter before. We struggle to stay at the top. So every push we do right now today makes a difference in getting more eyes on the campaign, getting more of those stretch goals unlocked. And yeah, just in the comments, we can just have a discussion about it. Like, what information is missing? You know, what are you most excited about? What kind of variants do you want to see? What kind of modules? Like, sometimes just that is inspiring, and plenty enough to get the ball rolling. This is always an emotional roller coaster for me, and I'm at my most vulnerable creatively. So take advantage of that, by all means. Wow, guys, awesome. We're at 6,348 euros, and I really appreciate this. I know you guys, probably like us, are struggling with inflation and all of the baggage that comes with that. It's not an easy time to be a small business, I can tell you that much. But, you know, it's these times with the campaigns when we get direct feedback from our community that we really appreciate things. If you are rejoining us, I do know that the Beowulf campaign's deck plans, they're still a bit delayed. Poor DC had COVID recently. Every possible challenge you can come up with. I know it's yet more excuses. I haven't updated things on the campaign page just because I want something to show when we do an update. That's probably not the best way of approaching it. I do know that the 200-ton Beowulf is almost done, so that should be coming out soon, perhaps over the weekend if we're lucky. And yeah, we haven't forgotten about it. We know it still needs to get out, and I don't like not having everything out before we run a new Kickstarter, but at the same time, the deck plans are something that our 3D team isn't working on, so this is where we're at. We have talked as well about this potentially being our last Traveller project, at least our last large Traveller project. We do have a license for a while longer. It's actually, I thought it was expiring next year, but it's expiring in 2025. So we do have a little bit longer than I thought. But whether or not we keep making ships, or if we sort of move over into maybe doing miniatures or other accoutrements for Traveller games, we will have to see. But yeah, that's where we're at. Anyone in the chat got questions about the campaign, perhaps? It wasn't a clever marketing ploy. We did lose money on the Beowulf. And yeah, that has affected things. So, let's see. We clearly need some alien miniatures. We do, and I would have liked to have a lot of new miniatures to go along with this, but we just did not have time. And as it is, I pretty much exhausted myself. I didn't really take the holidays I needed to take. I am taking some holidays directly after the campaign. I'm going home to Australia for a few weeks to visit my family. Joseph Lockett asks, why is Second Dynasty called Second Dynasty? Well, that comes down to me. The logo itself, the argent rampant lion on a red field, is the coat of arms used by my family a long time ago. So basically, my family name used to be Noble 500 years ago. It died out. Well, the noble line died out. So that's kind of the first dynasty, and this is kind of like about me creating a new dynasty, but in spaceships in the future. So I've used the coat of arms and that history as inspiration for the company. It's also my second company, so it was a bit related to that as well. Is there a chance of a non-circular modular cutter droppable base hab? Asked Tom Spurgeon. And the answer is yes, that is something I'm considering. I'm well aware that a number of modules were designed to sort of dock together or create like a starport or office space and whatnot. So that is something we'll be looking at. It all becomes a bit of a question about what we can fit into this, because one of the things I realize is there are so many ship variants, there are so many module variants. We also don't want to overcommit, but let's see. Michael Tenery says, hopefully there are easier traveller ships, the Far Trader, etc. I don't know that the Far Trader is an easier ship. I know that the deck plans between versions don't match up. It's a much larger ship. In some versions, it is quite curvy. Certainly easier than a Beowulf. These are quite easy because they're cylindrical, but then cylinders also represent their own complications. Something boxy would be easier. But our next ship is actually going to be non-traveller, and I want to do basically a Nisadora style ship. Think Alien meets Starfield, basically. Totally useful in Traveller. Hopefully, sorry, there we go. Let's see. Modhale says, I can understand the Beowulf was a tough run from a business perspective, but the model is so good. I honestly think you underpriced it. Given the time that I put in it, sure, we did. But given the size of our market, too, I didn't want to scare people away too much. So, and then, the Beowulf was not intended to take 8 months of development. I thought it might be 6. And therein lies the difference between profitability and dropping into the red. So, let's see. That blasted Samaflange asks, how would it work for someone who wants to create a module? Would there be any basic meshes to start with? The shape is quite simple. And actually, why don't we show off our ships now that I think about it? Do you want to bring the cutter?
Yeah, absolutely.
Before I have to wrap things up, I kind of forgot that I said I was going to show and tell some things. So he should be back momentarily. All right, so at the moment we have made this a little bit too tight, so it is a little fiddly to get apart. We needed to wear things down a bit, but the module itself, do you want to take it into the next room and just attach the module?
Yeah, absolutely.
The module itself is fairly easy to work with, and there is no clips in the actual way that the two parts go together. It's basically held together with clips in the actual spine section. So, we lost our partition.
Oh no.
Oh no. So the module itself, you can kind of see here, it's quite a simple layout. There is a top in here that runs the entire spine. You can take off sections, or you could pull it apart to get a better view of the interior. You can see one of our partitions kind of fell over. It's not attached with glue or anything at the moment, so basically we ran out of time to do this completely and properly faithful, but essentially you just need the shape, and then you could accommodate the interior hull to basically whatever you want. And it kind of has the first sort of square in it, in the interior has, let's see, oh, there are doors in here too. I should probably just attach that. So this is not really the intended way of taking the top off, but I'm guessing if you wanted to, put this on your tabletop and take the lid off, you can do so. So the doors are sort of like on an angle here because I'm tilting this in a way it's not supposed to go. We have not got a painted interior, but you can kind of see the floor layout there, and you can kind of see how the first section there is a little bit separate. So I think you could use that space. Thank you, Alban. I'll just I don't know what I dropped there. I think it was a landing gear flap. Let me just grab that. These are hard to... Oh wait, no. This is a broken one. It's fine. We have so many parts lying around. So let's go back to the stream questions. Have you thought of doing more ships similar to the Sleipnir? Yes. Not exactly Sleipnir similar, but the Sleipnir was our most successful campaign. Although that is due in part to the fact that the American dollar was a lot weaker at the time for us. And yeah, I don't know if that was super popular at the time because the Expanse was actually still running. But, hopefully they will bring it back in a couple of years' time, so we'll definitely do something then. Michael Tannery says the Far Trader is a better shape for 3D, I bet. Yeah, yes, it definitely is, but we're still probably talking about a 6-month design build, and we cannot sustain our business on that model. Traveller ships on the whole take about an extra 2 months over what it would take to design something from scratch ourselves, where it doesn't have to take into consideration years of Traveller versions, trying to fit something to the rules. I think we actually put more pressure on ourselves than we need to. But yeah, that's just sort of the way of things. Let's see. Have you considered slipping module geometry to Shadow-like early so it can start kit bashing modules? See, the only problem with that, Todd, is that that we might con ourselves out of a few of our own stretch goals. And as much as I love Shadow-like's work, I hope that he is in between jobs. I don't feel fantastic about putting stuff up for free. Oh, yeah, okay.
Or, no, it's so to...
Alban wants to show his penis.
I want to show my penis.
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 So,
It's like pinache, but girthier. I don't know.
oh god, you're making it worse. So we have some functional cannons. They are a little, I wouldn't say flimsy, but delicate is the word. The landing gear is not installed on this at the moment. The ramp works as intended.
Yeah, that's
So,
kind of cool.
and then of course it has the swing wings, which I realized I should have probably just called variable wing geometry or something like that. It just uses a simple clip system. And this is probably my favorite of the ships, although I think the cutter's the second favorite now. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And the only one we're missing now is the ship's boat, right?
Do you want? It actually has some lights in the cockpit from Mikael.
Well, you can turn it on if you want.
Yeah. Turn on my...
Oh god, they're gonna make comments about that, aren't they? Okay, let's see. 78 backers already. Nice, says Morale, although that was 4 backers ago. So we're closely approaching 100,000 krona. Okay, let's go to the close-up again. So that Albin's not sad. Oh, we never left it, actually. I didn't realize that, sorry.
Ah,
So yeah, the cockpit lights.
awesome.
You can kind of see the cables, though.
Yeah. You didn't see it.
Oh, the engine light's not on.
Oh, I can turn it on. Because I'm so...
That's what she said.
Never mind. Wow.
So again, it's the same setup, and in fact, even the modular cutter uses the same deal. I don't know. This one, I decided to honor my home country in calling the boomerang. I don't know if INS is correct for Imperial ships, but the idea is that this is a ship's boat for a larger Imperial vessel. And you can see the yellow sun of the Imperial Navy.
Yes, son.
Yes. Which seems the most appropriate. So that was the last of the 4 ships. Let me switch over to the scene again so we can see the 83 wonderful backers, 84 wonderful backers. I wonder how the physicals are selling. Just 1 so far. So that's interesting. I guess most of our customers already have 3D printers, so it's not such a shock. But yeah, hopefully we can sell some of this. Otherwise, John is going to be a bit upset. In any case, the this is a wonderful experience. We're so close to 100,000 crowns, which means a lot to us. It means we're also getting close to a third of the way towards funding, which will be wonderful to see. I don't know if we'll hit it today or tomorrow, or if it'll take a longer period of time. It's hard to say. We need to get out and promote this thing. Still not seeing any... Oh, okay, there are comments. It just wasn't updating. That's weird. It says 0 comments. If I refresh the page... 12! Yay! Keep that up. I'm looking forward to answering some of these. I'm sure there's information we haven't thought of. Great suggestions. Keep the ball rolling. Yeah, I don't know. We're going to have to wrap up in a minute. So, I'm just going to get the physical next week on payday. Oh, yeah, fine. Unpotatoed salmon. You don't actually get charged on Kickstarter until the end of the campaign. So, right up until the very last day, you can cancel your pledge if you want. So, you can go ahead and make a larger pledge if you want now, if you're intending to do that. Or you can also, if you have to, you can cancel a pledge. And as long as it's done before the end of the campaign, it's not going to charge you. It just asks for your card, so it has something to charge later, but none of that is charged until the end of the campaign.
11 sold physical.
What? How? Oh, as add-ons? Is that what's going on, John?
Add-ons, you can see it in backer report.
All in.
Okay. No, there are some there. Okay, I probably just need to refresh my page. That's what's going on. Yeah. Okay, that makes more sense. Now there's 5 main physicals and 4 or 5 all-in physicals. So there you go. And probably 1 add-on. Okay, guys, let me know if there's anything missing. I'm going to wrap things up. They're saying, Lisa, I saw you come back. Will we ever get an Anik Nova? I don't know what that is.
It's kind of crazy. It's like 2 penises in the rear.
I think you mean 2 cutters, right?
It might be cutters, yeah, sorry.
The penis has wings.
Ah, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, the pin ace.
Ah, the pin ace.
Yes, I was thinking of Jackie Daytona, regular human bartender. Pronounce that. Watch What We Do in the Shadows. It's a great series. Alright, yeah. I've been umming and ahhing for a long period of time. Congratulations again to our winner. We will get to notifying them shortly. And guys, thank you for joining us today for the launch. We have 90 backers already in the first half hour, which is a fantastic movement. We're already at 106,000 crowns. Just 850 euros short of 10k, which is an amazing showing so soon. So thank you so much for making this possible. Hopefully we will be funded in the next day or two. You can help make that happen by checking out the social section under our stretch goals, and we'll get to unlocking some of those things here. In fact, we're just 10 backers away from unlocking the very first one. So I assume when I get home, I'll probably have some graphic work to do. All right, guys, thank you so much. I'm really going to wrap things up now. Oh, God, and just in time from that comment from Alvin. All right, thank you, guys. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.